Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Tanner.
And I'm Nick.
And this is Witty Banter, if you're watching this on YouTube.
I think that's the first time we've actually called the name of the show.
We have, yeah.
Show. Like, you've been like, welcome to Witty Banter.
Yeah, I think it is.
And froze.
I think, actually, yeah. I think that was the first time, yeah. Wow, what a new thing.
Whole new world.
If you're watching this on the podcast, you are a special animal. There's not a lot out there. Most people see this visually, but if you're watching this on like your ride home or listening to this on like your ride home or anything like that, thank you. You're
relaxed.
One of the few.
Be relaxed. Think the day's over now.
Right,
exactly. Go home.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, they're like, what's the best part of the day? I'm like, the minute you clock out of work.
No, it's the moment I walk through my front door I lay down. And I'm like, relax.
All right, so what are we talking about today?
Anyways, today we've
been on a bit of a nerd.
We have, and we're gonna kind of continue that today.
Okay, let's drive that one right off the cliff. Here we go.
Another nerdy topic that we're gonna cover today is would you rather be a Jedi or a wizard?
RenderForce.com.
And that's, everything that kind of goes along with those, like the powers, the wand, the lightsabers. Which would you rather be?
Well, that depends. I mean, that's a tough question.
It is a tough question because they both have such good things, but you can only pick one. One or the other.
Dude, that's hard.
This is a difficult one.
The one thing I would definitely say, though, is like comparing apples to oranges, I guess, in a situation. Mm-hmm. If I was in a fight, I would definitely want to be a Jedi. But if I'm just going to live and there's no hostile threat that's coming after me or whatever, I really want to be a wizard, dude.
Okay.
Because think about it, I mean, like, a Jedi, like, he can do all this stuff, but, I mean, like, wizards and witches, they, like, enchant things. Dishes do themselves, mop the floor, sweep the broom. You don't ever have to touch it again. You just go about your day and everything starts getting done. As a Jedi, you don't get that.
My problem with that is being a wizard seems like it's going to be way more difficult. Because, as a Jedi, I learned how to use the Force, and I'm good. That's it. I get this badass little lightsaber I can click on and off if I need a flashlight. But with a wizard, you don't just pick up your wand and you start casting spells. You have to learn the right way to do it, the word to say while you whip it out.
Like, what words do you say when you whip it out?
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
That's what you say. Whip it out.
Leviosa! Every time. Never fails.
It works every time. Just try it.
60% of the time it works every time.
Oh, man. Okay. Okay, so
but it just seems like it would be easier to be a Jedi.
But a Jedi has to do the same thing. A Jedi has to do the same thing.
You have to learn how to use it, but you don't have to learn 1,000 different words in a different language.
It actually, most of it comes from Latin.
Actually. Exactly.
But anyways,
I don't speak Latin right now. I got to learn that.
No, but a lot of people in like the Star Wars realm, they are force sensitive and they can like do little basic things like move things like that. But to actually be able to use the Force and stuff,
you have to focus and
you have to be trained on how to focus and how to do things. Like
that seems way easier.
Like
than
they had
academies.
Well, hold on now. They had academies in the Star Wars world to train these people, and I mean that's why they got them from such a young age. Well, I'm a bit of a Star Wars, and they got them from a young age because they wanted to put the Jedi principle on them, not so much about their powers. Because anybody can, at any age, can come in and learn how to use Jedi powers. Well, we'll give it to you. It probably is easier
than learning a whole nother language.
Because they did have temples and stuff, but really that was to like focus people and set like their core values mainly. Mm-hmm. Like part of it was learning what you're capable of doing, but the other part was like what's okay, what's not okay, like the Jedi code and stuff. That's why they wanted them young.
And the history.
And stuff like that, yeah. I mean, there's a lot, but both of them have a lot of learning in it. Both of them have schools and stuff.
Right.
But,
okay, if I could...
I guess we'll discuss it, and then at the end we'll say, well, who we want to be. Well, let's discuss
Okay,
it.
yeah,
Let's
that's fine.
Let's get
fine.
nerd for a second.
Because I was about to say...
Oh, you already know.
I was about to say which one...
Oh, you already decided. I'm on the fence.
Well, there's a stipulation on how I decide.
Okay.
And if the stipulation goes into effect, then I go this way instead of this way. And if it doesn't go into effect, I go this way instead of this way.
Maybe we should talk about it first, and then you make your decision for jumping the gun.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. So
whip it out.
both are going to be very hard to get into. Most of the time, they got you as a kid in either way, and you learn and everything.
They taught you as you were older. Yeah.
If I could snap my fingers right now and immediately know everything from both, and I'm an expert at one or the other.
Okay, the fictional situation.
I would be able to choose very easy.
Well, the fictional situation would be this. Theoretically, in this alternate world,
Right.
you are, when you say, I want to be this, and you have graduated. Technically, you would have been Hogwarts. You would have been Evermorning.
That makes it simple.
You
I
would
got
have been,
this.
You would have been Evermorning. But if you were in the Star Wars world, you would have, as a child, you've gone to Padawan. We're going to say Jedi Master. You would have gone from Padawan tonight to Master.
Yeah.
So it would basically be... if you think of it that way, too, it would basically be a Jedi Master going against a Evermorning graduate.
Yeah.
But, it depends on what they mastered in.
Right.
They taught... we don't know... I don't know a whole lot about Evermorning. I know a lot about Hogwarts, but I can assume... I do know enough about the Harry Potter history. I'm so nerding out here. I'm a historian, so I know a lot about history, but I also know a lot about fictional history, because just as I learn about our actual history, I learn these fictional worlds, too. The founders of Evermorning, I believe one of them, the woman, was actually a Hogwarts graduate. So I'm pretty sure with giving that knowledge, I would say that Evermorning is probably based similar, their education system, to that of Hogwarts.
Right.
Which means they probably had dueling and potions, and they've had a lot. So we can use Hogwarts as an example for what Evermorning was probably like.
Right.
So you understand that. Take Harry, for example. When it was, and he was a dropout. He didn't do his last year.
No.
His whole last year got kind of effed.
Yeah.
So imagine if that had been a normal last year, and everything that he had learned. He wasn't exactly a pushover.
No, he wasn't.
So, but yeah, in this fictional world, when you pick one, then you will have gone, it's like in this fictional world, the person you're representing would have already gone through either complete Jedi training all the way to the point of master, or had already gone through whatever school he goes to and had been a graduate.
Okay, yeah.
So, tons of abilities, tons of powers and stuff like that. So do you want to discuss, or do you already know?
No, I'm pretty sure I know which one I would go with.
You can say if you want to, but I'm going to wait till after we discuss it.
Well, no, we can discuss it. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I
well,
feel like
Well, here's the thing.
they both have good and bad.
That's true. But the thing is, and everybody's like, well, see, a lot of people, we were more Star Wars fans.
Oh,
our
yeah,
generation.
most definitely.
A lot of people now are like Harry Potter fans. More than
They're
Star
fanatics,
Wars.
yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, and we'll probably get some heat for this, but a Jedi is stronger than a wizard.
I would say yes.
Absolutely. There's more.
I would say yes. A Jedi is stronger than.
There are tons of powers and abilities that a Jedi or a Sith, because you remember there's a difference. That a Jedi or a Sith, that if you put them into combat with a wizard, there are things they can pull out that would just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it comes to a practicality thing, there's also a lot more than just what Harry or anyone used in the movies that is in the Harry Potter world that they could easily have used. The Wizarding world is actually what it's called.
That they could have learned and went with, yeah.
So you've got to think about that though. But when it really comes down to it, though, the wand is... The magic's already in them. They're magical.
Right.
So they focus their magic through the wand.
Through the wand, yeah.
But...
With the Jedi, they don't have to have
It's
anything.
life force. The force is it goes through all living things, which means, he's getting his power.
They don't have to channel it.
Exactly. It's all around them. They just learned how to manipulate it.
Right.
Similar to probably to that Jace guy you talked about in the video. You said he took from the Earth. The Jedi's the same way. He takes his power from other things and he uses it. So, look at some like the examples and stuff. Now, I'm sure with Harry Potter, there's all kind of shield charms, there's healing charms. There's some of that, from what I understand, in the Star Wars world, but there's not a ton of it.
No, there's not. Now, they do have it,
there are healers that they can just use the Force focus, they'll heal themselves.
Right.
But in Harry Potter, there's a quick charm that they just, and then it heals. If you remember, like
Yeah, it was almost
his nose was
immediate.
broke,
Yeah.
and she was like, I think it's called like a pixie. Or
I don't
something like that.
remember.
Anyway, she just flicks it, and then his nose just
Yeah,
right back,
yeah.
healed up. Think about that.
They couldn't use that with everything though.
No, they couldn't. But here's another thing: some spells that they do, in like wizards and stuff like that, and witches within the wizarding world, they have to. It's a verbal cast.
Right.
You have to say it and then do it. With a Jedi, it's just you feel it and do it.
You do it.
It's all based on feeling.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't take away some, because I'm sure you've seen in the movies and stuff, they're throwing stuff at each other. They never say a word.
Right. Yeah.
They're just doing like their air drawing
Yeah.
is what it looks like, and then they're shooting stuff. Whereas a Jedi, though, I mean, he literally just feels around him, or she just feels and then does
it. Yeah.
Here's the issue.
What's the issue?
Okay, now we've talked about like healing and defense and stuff. Jedi can stop, Jedi or Sith, however you want to look at it, just the whole Force ability. It stops things. So they might be able to shoot all those things out, but they can stop. I mean, look at Darth Vader. Han's walking up to the thing, blah, blah, blah. It's a trap. Han, pew, pew. He, pew, pew. Give me the gun.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. So, what's the difference if he
Give
was
me
to
the
fight a
wand.
wizard? If he fights a wizard, block, give me the wand.
Yeah.
You can't take you can actually take the Force away from a Force user in the world, but it's extremely difficult.
Yeah.
But it's not that hard to take a wand away from a wizard.
No, it's not.
Or take Vader, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Take Vader out there, and this whole thing's going on. You're telling me he's not going to focus everything he's got on that little thing he sees him holding, or even if he can't take it out of his hand, try to destroy it.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely, he's going to.
But then what if Vader gets hit with Expelliarmus while he's holding his lightsaber? It's going to bounce. That's dangerous, because the saber would bounce up and then go to the wizard if the blade's out.
Yeah.
But if it's holding in the same direction like usually the wands are, then it's going to be facing outwards.
Right.
But he doesn't exactly have the training to hold those things.
See,
so.
Okay.
It's interesting, isn't it?
It is. I like in a practicality, like practical world.
If I was just going to live, then I would absolutely want to be a wizard.
I like having the time to be like, and do whatever you want.
You just said like a few charms around, then you just get your day.
Having to have something to channel through is annoying in like anything above everyday practicality.
Excuse me.
Past everyday practicality, having to channel something through something is just annoying. And I would rather not have to do that. Now, if it wasn't like, if all I was worried about was just everyday practicality bullshit, then by all means, I don't care if I gotta hold a little piece of stick while I do it. But
see, here's the whole thing. Here's the whole thing. Is for me what it boils down to. If I'm gonna fight a Jedi, I'm pretty even sure Death Battle did Luke Skywalker versus Harry Potter, and showed that Luke Skywalker would have beat Harry Potter, mainly because of the scar.
right.
If you haven't seen that video, I'm a fan of them. Go check them out. Recommend it. Death Battle. If the guys, anyways, Wiz and Boomstick, they ever see this, shout out to you. I'm a big fan of your work.
So,
anyways,
we're not talking about a battle. We're talking what you would rather
be. Exactly. So what it boils down for me at the end of the day is, if I'm a Jedi, you have to focus and meditate and really keep your connection with the Force. Whereas a wizard, once you've learned it, you've learned it. I mean,
you don't forget.
Well, the thing is, the wand. Okay, it was clear that the wand chooses the wizard, but even if your wand breaks, you can get another one. You can go to an example, Ollivander's, and he can be like, "Well, I can get you another one." Blah 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 blah.
Search through the thousands he's got.
Exactly.
Here you go.
Exactly. So when it comes down to practical everyday use, which one would you rather have? I guess, and the thing
is that what are you getting like you want to say?
I'm gonna let you go first.
Me go first? Okay.
Well, I mean, we're about 15 minutes in. So basically, I mean, you see all the powers, you've seen all the things. I mean, really, and a lot of people are going to say, well, this. Well, really, if you think about it, in both things, it's limitless. Because if you think about it, like the Deadly Hallows, you were able to control death.
Yeah.
But if you remember in Star Wars, Palpatine's Plagueis, is that how you say Palpatine's
Master?
Yeah, I can't remember. Plagueis, my sister knows. Anyways, anyways, yeah, he was able to bring people back to life in it, and that was what really got Anakin to be like, "What? That's possible." He's like, "Yeah, people can die. You can bring them back to life." If that's true, I mean, look at the two sides. I imagine two people like that going against each other. That level of the Force, and that level of magic going against each other.
It's insane to think.
It's insane, isn't it? So at the end of the day, it boils down to this. Which one, at the end of the day, just Tanner's normal life, which one would you rather have? Would you rather have the ability of the Force, or would you rather have magic?
Okay. In this world we currently live in, if I had to choose...
Nothing changes except you get these powers. You get the abilities. I've chose my answer.
I think I would rather be a wizard.
Me too.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Absolutely. It would be amazing to have the powers of a Jedi, but a lot of the stuff they can do, unless I want to like conquer the world, it's not very practical. I can move stuff, I can shoot lightning, I can do this, I can do that. Even with the mind trick, which only works if the person's not
weak-minded.
Weak-minded, which means you might be able to go, around to most
get
people
a free
and be
coffee
like,
at the coffee
free
shop.
Free coffee, free this. But when you start going against really intelligent people,
it's not going to work.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be like, "What are you doing?" Or they might even be like, I feel kind of weird, but stop.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like,
what the hell are you doing to me?
Exactly. But whereas a wizard, they have their own mind control charm. And remember, this is our world, so there is none of that like whole law of messing with people and doing whatever. So all the healing and the charmings, I'd absolutely say a wizard.
I would go with a wizard as well. It would be annoying having to channel through something, but I think the practicality of being like bippity boppity boo and like your dishes start doing themselves and like stuff starts like.
Why when you think of a wizard you start scatting? Zoop bop bop beep bop boop boop.
I don't know.
That would be Tanner.
Immediately start beatboxing.
I believe it's called scatting.
Scatting,
That's what they used to do back in the day. Which sounds like pooping if you know about animals, but it's actually what that is. It's like zippity zap bap boop.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby did it.
I would definitely choose to be a wizard.
Yeah, absolutely, I would too. Just for the level of things you could do. Like I said, in a fight, you're basically be fine. But if I was going to be in a fight, I would want to be a Jedi. But I mean, even if it came down to the point where I was a wizard and for some crazy reason a Jedi pumped in and was like, or a Sith was like, "You dead."
Yeah.
There's so many like tricks I'm gonna have up my hand, up my sleeve. Like I could booby trap my house. Mm-hmm. I could have all kind of things. I mean, for God's sakes, they had those little like cabinets and stuff when Voldemort was going around where you could easily like teleport out of somewhere.
Yeah.
So even if for some reason this other option came at me, there would be a possibility of getting away.
You have ways out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, even if I can't kill you, which not many people talk about this, but in the Star Wars world, Jedi would die all the time.
Oh yeah, all the time.
I mean, people like they were kind of like the movies really made it, but if you look into the fan lore and the fiction and everything itself, they were killed.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
they were just about wiped out.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the Clone Army and stuff like that in the movies, and you see that happening. But even if you go into some other stuff like the Old Republic and stuff. Right. Like back in the day, like bounty hunters and stuff had like books made about this is how you kill a Jedi.
Yeah.
Watch out for this, watch out for that, set up traps, do this, do that. I mean, they had a manual on it.
Yeah.
So I mean, just because you're a Jedi, even at a master level, you think, well, I have all this power.
Matter. Yeah.
You can still be outsmarted, out-tricked, and who's the best at that? Out of the two, which one's going to be best with trickery and stuff like that? It's literally like, do you not remember when they went to find Slughorn in the movie? It looked like the whole place had been ransacked, somebody had been murdered, and it was blood dripping up. It was all a ruse.
Yeah.
He was actually the sofa over there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when it comes to if a Jedi can be tricked and killed that way, then think about it. Who's going to be the best one?
It's going to be a wizard because they can make it a false reality.
Exactly. They can make it, he'll be like, oh, there's obviously been a murder here, there's blood on the floor, and he's the daggum armchair.
Yeah.
Comes out, Avada Kedavra.
Yeah. Dead.
And if he doesn't, if he has enough reaction time, then you can say, well, he's forced to block it. Maybe. Yeah. Because they also, and you could say, but I can use an example against, I'm so nerd here, I'm about to end it. But I can use an example against that. The Jedi did not know that the clone troopers were about to turn on them right before they blasted them, and they did not have enough time to stop the blast before it hit them.
That's true.
I rest my case.
You want to sign us off?
I'll let you do it. You do a good job.
All right.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So thank you for coming along on this debate and conversation. We both decided that we would be wizards.
Absolutely.
Leave a comment down below on would you rather be a Jedi or a wizard? And yeah, thanks for checking this out. If you're watching it on YouTube, give it a big like and think about subscribing and sticking around. We post these witty banters every Monday at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
If you're a little too busy to check this out on YouTube and actually watch our faces speaking to you, you can listen to this on the Anchor app or anywhere you consume podcasts.
All right.
Thanks for coming along, guys.
Thank you.